we're going to go ahead and cook us a brisket on the pellet grill. So we got our brisket today from Oliver's Corner Butcher Shop over in Falls Church. Obviously I'm based out of the DMV if you didn't know that. Those guys are great, wonderful business, wonderful quality meats. If you're in the area, definitely recommend them. I got it all wrapped up yesterday so that I could keep everything good quality, but we're going to open it up. I had them trim it for me to start, and they give me the trimmings too, so I'm render that down in some tallow. But I'm going to take a look at it. I haven't really laid my eyes on it yet, and then we'll see if any additional trimming needs to be done. I'm not going to be too stingy on it, and then we'll get into the cook. But we get this thing unwrapped, and then we'll get started. All right, let's see what this thing's talking about. Come on, there we go. It works. It works. Sweet. Look at this. This is a big one, actually. It's a big son of a gun. Oh, look at that thing. Boom. I don't know if you can see it good, hopefully, but I think it's roughly about 16 pounds, I think they said, before they trimmed it up. This thing is big. All right, so we got a little bit of hard fat here. I'm gonna go ahead and just get a little boning knife out. It's easier to do when it's cold, so I just pulled this out of the fridge. It's okay if you lose a little bit of meat. I ain't too worried about it. Make sure you give it a little bit of that. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I'm gonna try to do as good of a job of this as I can. At least get all the hard stuff off. But generally speaking, they did a pretty dang good job of cleaning this up. It's a big old hard line of fat right there that connects, leave the flat head. You guys see it? Big chunk right there, that's hard fat. Try to get that out best I can. Make everything as even as you can. I'm kind of following the rule of thumb of Matt over at Meat Church. He has a great video on how to trim up a brisket. Once I've done my fair share of them, I'll probably do one myself. But how I go about it. But long story short, you want everything pretty uniform. Trim that guy off right there. Like I said, I'm gonna utilize every single piece of this, so don't worry if you cut off some meat. Just want to make it nice and uniform across. Actually looks pretty good. I think people say about a quarter inch thickness is kind of what you want. Just give that a little cut there. But cool thing about this smoke is that I'm actually going to be doing it overnight, and probably do it about 200 degrees for about 12 hours, and then give it a check, see what it's at. I like to pull mine usually at 175, like right in the flat here, right in the middle, if you can see that, roughly right here. But this looks pretty good, decent. There's nothing real hard left. This is more of a backyard trim, as Matt would say. It's not necessarily competition, where they actually try to get pretty dang uniform. That looked a little thick. Take that pass, and then I think we're pretty good to go here. Pretty good to go. You can use a binder if you want. I'm not going to use a binder today. A lot of people use mustard, W sauce. Seen that a lot. Sorry, I'm not done. I'm going to trim out a couple of these little imperfections, if you will. Alright. So like I said, you have mustard, W sauce. Some people use a mixture or combo of the two. I'm personally just not going to use one today. I've used mustard in the past. I think it creates a pretty solid bark, but it's really just, it's nothing for flavor. It's something for the seasoning to adhere to more than anything. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one no binder today. Take that off. And then we're going to go ahead and start off with our 16 grain mesh pepper. 16 mesh grain pepper, something to that effect. Basically just coarse pepper. I think this is actually a brand new bottle. Bought that for this video. So if I can use one hand without messing up the other. Always start with the pepper, because if you put everything else down first, there's a high likelihood that the pepper will just not stick, because the other seasoning will already have bind it to the meat. Let's get this thing open. Give it a healthy layer of pepper. And then I'm going to go ahead and toss on another personal mixture that I made. A lot of people use salt and pepper only. I do salt, pepper, onion, garlic, so a lot of people do SPG. I'm sure you've probably heard of it if you've been in the world of barbecue. Salt, pepper, garlic. Mine is SPOG, SPOG, so salt, pepper, onion, garlic. And I'll be honest, that was on accident, but it turned out really good on one of my other cooks. I kind of just kept it, right? So nice healthy layer of thick coarse pepper. Get that all on there. And then once I get this on here, once you're good with it, I like mine to be a little bit more peppery personally. That's my own preference. I think it looks better. Pepper will really give you a chance to absorb more of the smoke, is what I have read up on. This is my SPOG right here. You can see pretty solid blend. It's still pepper heavy, so you know, don't be afraid. Nice little coating of that. And then my finisher, the secret sauce. I got this off of another video. I think is it Golden's Brisket. They're very well known for it. They use not just salt, pepper, garlic, but everyone has like a finisher of seasoning, and this is what it is. At least a gentleman on the internet had posted what it had been. So I gave it a shot with some of my own twists. It's basically Larry's on crack. So I'm going to give it a pretty decent douse of that. Nothing too intense, because again, Larry's already pretty salty, and I don't want to make this brisket too salty. But when you're pretty happy with it, it should be pretty good there. That looks pretty good. Pat it on. Don't rub it. Give it a flip. Make sure you get all those sides in. Like I said, start with that pepper. So this is kind of intended to, I like this style, right? Like part of this barbecue journey for me is not only making like really high quality Texas barbecue like I've had down in Dallas when I visit my mom, but also I want to have it to be something that I can do stress-free, right? I don't want to be in the kitchen or on the smoker and like stressing all the time. I want to be able to make really good meals, high quality meat, like buttery flavor, without the stress. Now, I want to eventually get an offset smoker. Right now we're working with a pellet, so I got a Traeger Pro 575 out there that we're going to throw this bad boy on. This is a thicker brisket, so actually probably going to take a little bit longer than I anticipated, but we'll see in the morning. So essentially we're going to start with cooking at 200 degrees, right? Make sure you get the sides, hang on. So like I said, I don't want to stress about it when I'm cooking, right? I just want to be able to kind of, not necessarily set it and forget it, because I do like process. I do like, you know, perfecting things. As best as I can, becoming a master, right? That's kind of part of this journey, is becoming a pit master, a good chef, and something that I can pass down to my kids and making good memories and moments. And I think a lot of that is just practicing so that I can be confident whenever I do make stuff, so I don't have to think as much, right? Prep time is going to start getting a little bit less mentally taxing, and then you can just kind of enjoy what you're doing a little bit more. So I got this thing all seasoned up. Ideally, you let it sit for like an hour, 2 hours would be great, to let the seasoning really adhere to the meat. We're going to let it rest for about an hour. If you don't have that time, you could do probably like 30 minutes would probably be okay. But I'm going to let it sit and wait here, and then I'm going to fire up the smoker. We're going to get it on, and then we're going to set it probably closer to 9 o'clock. It's 6:30 now, so might sit for a couple hours, like 2 hours. And then I'll throw it on probably close to 8:30. Wake up at 8:30 in the morning, we'll check it then, and I'll see you guys then. Alright, we got this sucker preheated to about 200 degrees. We're going to put it in. overnight. It's about 8:30 right now. So we're gonna slap this baby on. I've seen a lot of videos between, do I do fat side down? Do I do fat side up? I think it all just depends on your smoker. I personally put, so like the way the triggers are, the way the fire comes in on this end. So I think the best thing to do is putting the head, so the flat away from the fire. It's personal preference. It's kind of raining right now. Hopefully it holds temp good. Again, it's got it set at 200 degrees through the night. Should be fine, right? Internal rest time or probe temp they usually pull it at, it's like roughly around that 203 mark. So it's not going to finish. It's a bigger brisket too. Like I said, it's closer to 15 pounds. So we'll wake up probably about 8:30 in the morning, give it a check, show you guys how it's looking, and then we'll make a move from there, take it up to about 250 or so, and then give it a couple more hours, let it get to probe temp, and then from there we'll pull it. We're gonna go ahead and put it in like a Yeti, let it rest. Well, actually, before that, I'm gonna let it sit so that it stops the cooking process. Right, whenever you pull it, it's at 203 internal. I want to stop the cooking process, so I'm going to leave it out, probably on the counter for like a couple hours. Let it get back down, let it cool down. That way that cooking process doesn't continue. And then it's going to just sit within the Yeti until probably dinner time. So assuming this cooks done like 10, maybe 12 o'clock, eating around 5 or 6, right? Like a 6-hour rest, give enough time for that fat to render. Should be pretty darn tasty, but we'll check in the morning, see if that spark is set. We'll wrap it up once that internal temp hits about 175, and we'll keep on rocking. See you guys in the morning. All right, we are back. It is 9:30 in the morning roughly, so it's about 9:30, 9:16. So it's been smoking overnight, like I said, at 200. It only kind of used like half of the pellets that are in this tank, which is pretty nice. Was able to just hang out with the friends and have a few drinks, which is just nice, right? I didn't have to tend the fire or nothing. Temp stayed pretty consistent through the night. It's not too cold outside, so it didn't struggle at all from that perspective. But we're gonna go ahead and give this a look after about 13 hours roughly. So, oh yeah. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That bark is formed. My gosh. What is this at? Let's check the temp. Right in the middle of that flat. That's right where I'm going to poke. Right about there. Alright. We're at about 170. I might let this go. I got to take my girlfriend back to her place. So I think I'm going to let this go for another about 45 minutes till it gets closer to 175, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, increase the temp to 250, and cook it until it's done. All right, I'll see you guys then. All right, welcome back. Got our brisket here. Temp's at about 175 internal right here in the flat, right here in this part. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it here. I got some 18-inch non-wax butcher paper down, and I got some apple cider vinegar and water mixture in here. Spritz it up really quick because it's windy. Need to keep it down. Wrapping is optional. Some people don't, some people do. I personally wanted to this time around. Wrapping it super tight is very important from what I've seen, and get this, make sure this all, see, there's one. Wrapping it tight is very, very important so it doesn't, okay, alright, yeah, sure. Get it all. Actually, I want to move that a little bit more forward so I can bring that to the top. Just a little love, just a little love. A little bit more. It's a biggins. Should tuck that in. Tuck that in there. Kind of like a football. Get that all folded up. Gotta be ready. Take your time. It's all good. No rush. Go ahead and put that. Flip it. pull it tight. Make sure it's nice and tight. And one more for good luck. Alright. There we go. Just things all nice and tight, packed in there. Alright, now we're going to throw it back on the smoker at 250 for a couple hours or so, roughly however long it takes to get this baby up to probe temp. We're going to be sticking a meter in there, so that way I can not have to open it up and disturb the smoke and probe it. I can just look at the temp from my phone. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to stick that again in that same spot that I was pointing to in the flat-ish area, like right where the flat meets. It's like this is the head right here. So like probably right in there is where I'm gonna go with it. These are pretty cool. I like it. It's definitely helpful. Again, convenience is key for me in doing these types of cooks. Let's see. Get this thing connected. Then we'll toss it on the smoker. Alright, smoker's at about 250 roughly. It'll get up to temp. Just toss on our wrapped up brisket on there and let it do its thing. See you later. Alright, we got our smoker shutting down now. It's on a shutdown cycle. Brisket's done, hit our internal target temp. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that feels good. Okay, great. I'm gonna grab some gloves and then I'm gonna put it on the table, let it rest for like an hour so that it stops the cooking process entirely. And then we're gonna go ahead and set it in our Yeti over there until dinner time, and then we're gonna slice it up and serve it. See you guys then. Alright guys, it is 6:30 now, 6:15-ish. So it's been about 3 hours since we put it down to rest. It's been, took about an hour, 20 minutes to come from the probe temp to around 160. Once it hit 160, I threw it in the Yeti just to hold that temp until this time. So now we're gonna get it, pull it out, and see if this cook tutorial is worth following. Let's get after it. I'm really excited about it though. I mean, it smells great. It's got a great feel to it. Man, it is just dripping with tallow. Look at that. Look at that thing. Woo-hoo! Alright, let's get into it. I gotta clean that Yeti out, huh? It's something I should have thought of. This like, now leaked all over the Yeti. I gotta clean that out. Oh man, this is incredible. I mean, I wish you could just see all the juices in here right now. You need a cameraman for that. This looks money, man. This looks like money. Oh my Lord. Look at that. Look at that jiggle. Good flop. It's breaking right at that connective tissue. Oh, I'm so excited to dig into this. I hope I'm not dripping everywhere. Pull this out. Oh my God, this is probably my best brisket yet to date. Now all this stuff in here, that's in this wax paper here, make sure you get all that, as much as you want, right? To each their own. I'm definitely savoring every last bit of that tallow. All of that good stuff. Squeeze it in there. Ooh, I did not prepare for a trash can. It's going in the Yeti. Ah. Almost. One more. What? That worked. All right. Let's cut into it. This is quite chaotic. Cut it right. Oh. That's it. And it's just that easy. Oh my Lord. Are we kidding? Are we kidding? Can I get like closer to the camera? Look at that. I gotta wipe the table after. Oh my God. Look at that. That turned out so darn good. Oh, I'm getting after it. I gotta try it. I gotta try it. Get you some lean here. I mean, it literally just cuts right through. I'm not doing nothing. Look at this. How's the, oh my God, it's like falling apart. That was a little too thick. This is the fatty part. This is what I like. This is my favorite. Oh, it's literally just falling over. That's what you want. That is what you want. This is butter. Get some of that. Alright, let's give it a go. Wow. That is really good. Yeah, that is melt in your mouth. Delicious Texas barbecue. Great bark, great flavor. And like I said, we started this cook last night, 9 p.m. roughly. Right about, and it took me an hour to prep because I'm setting up the camera and stuff. Probably take about 30 minutes to prep. You let it sit, let that seasoning adhere, throw it on the smoker, nice and low, right, 200 degrees. Sleep through the night, make sure your pellet smoker's full pellets. I don't know how to do it on an offset yet. That will be another thing that I journey into. Check in the morning, once you hit that internal temp, 175 right here in that flat area. Let me preserve this. Dang, that's good. It don't get much better than that. Wow. Sorry, 175 internal temp. That's when I wrapped. Sprayed it with apple cider vinegar and water mixture. I didn't add any tallow. Not like a lot of people add beef tallow. This thing is juicy. This thing is rich. It is. I mean, it is just melt. Like, I can't get much better than that, right? Didn't have to sit there for hours. I had my meter probe in there, so I really didn't have to pay too much attention to it, and I could do other things throughout the day in some lane, right? Can't go to the gym for the most part. That's okay. I was nursing a hangover today, so this worked out perfect. Super excited for everyone else to try it. Definitely give this one a go. Really happy about how this turned out. And then we'll try some different methods here in the future, but I'm really happy about the way that this turned out. So see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let's keep this journey rolling. I'm really excited to be here, really happy. I got a nonprofit that I'm working on called Steel for Soldiers Incorporated, and we just got our 501c3 determination letter today, right? So today, as I'm smoking the brisket, that comes in. We're gonna give a bunch of great quality food to veterans and service members. So super, super happy about that. We're gonna get some smokers to these guys. I'm real excited. I'll give you guys more details once I get it off the ground. Merch store's up, right? Things are going good. I'm really excited, and this is just so awesome to be able to share with you all. So grab your smokers, grab a brisket from your local butcher, and get after it. Thanks.